Welcome to the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. This is your go-to resource for personal growth, mastering communication, and influencing and persuasion techniques that will help you unleash the full potential of yourself and others. Here is your host, Alex Morgan.
Welcome to another episode of the Hyper Growth Zone podcast. My name is Alex Morgan, and I'm a master trainer of hypnosis and NLP. And on this episode, we want to think about how successful people are so successful, how they think in a successful way, because successful people, they follow certain powerful rules. So when things happen, they have certain rules, they have a certain way of doing things. And the reason they do this is because they bring results. They get results for them, these rules. Successful people know that they don't want to leave success up to chance. They would rather get predictable results. So as you listen to this, imagine yourself doing each of these things, looking through your own eyes, see what you see, hear, and feel as you hear each of these rules, and imagine yourself doing them and bringing results and getting predictable results. Because the unconscious mind, when you're learning, and I hope you're learning on this episode, all the things that you'll be hearing, all the insights, all the understandings, all the learnings, these will go into the unconscious mind so that you can use them in the future. Some of the rules, let's get into the first one. So one of the first rules is successful people know that there's going to be unexpected things that happen along the way. So they're going to have unexpected expenses, things that pop up. However, they're not going to operate out of doubt or worry or fear when these things happen. They're going to think in an abundant way. So when there's an unexpected expense or something like this, they're going to think that they can make this back double. They can double their revenue, whatever the expense was. They're going to be able to double their revenue and double it fast, so that this expense seems like it's nothing. It almost seems like a blessing that it happened. They're grateful that they have these opportunities to make more money. So imagine seeing yourself doing this, hearing the sounds of success and really feeling it as you listen to this. So what about an example? So let's say that actually when I was first doing the training to become certified in hypnosis and NLP, at the same time I wasn't taking care of my teeth prior. So it wasn't unexpected because I wasn't taking care of my teeth. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to, while I do the training and before and after, since I'm investing in myself, in my mind, I need to also invest in my health and feeling better. And so this started with, going in there and fixing all my teeth so they were nice and healthy. So when I was spending this money, I was looking at it like, okay, I'm investing in feeling better, getting more healthy, and because I'm investing in this is going to bring me more money. Because not only do I feel better now that I have my teeth how I want them, I had this rule that when an expense like this happens, you can easily and effortlessly bring in more money. And the funny thing about this is, to this day, so when I got trained in all this, it was more than 6 years ago now. So to this day, now I always take care of my teeth. And I always, even if something happens, I did have a crown that broke. However, I thought, you know what? I have this expense. This is how it's going to go. However, I can make this money, no problem. And when this did happen, the crown, I did have someone that signed up for my training, and it was about double the revenue that was brought in from the cost of the crown. So this definitely worked out in my favor. So I think that's the first rule that you should really consider. Don't look at things as expenses and get down on yourself and think, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Think, you know what? I'm going to be investing in myself with this expense. So because I'm investing in myself in this expense, that means that I can bring more success. So if you're investing in yourself and there's an expense, that means you can make more revenue. So almost embed this suggestion in it. If I have an expense, I'm accepting it, I'm paying it easily, and that means I'm going to make more revenue. So if you install this suggestion in your mind, then you're going to have nothing but good things come your way when you do have a expense. Or you can now look at it, hey, I have an opportunity. I have an opportunity now to better my life with this expense, whatever it is, because I'm going to make more revenue. So you kind of imply that one thing causes another. The expense causes more revenue. So if you're thinking in this way, I think you'll be much better off. The second rule is successful people, they continuously invest in themselves. Whether this is courses, trainings, whatever it is, they're continuously investing in upgrading their network, their resources, and their skills. Because they know if they have a better network, better resources, and better skills, that this is going to allow them to easily control their reality. They're going to be in control to design what they want when they're continuously investing in themselves. And you could even look at it every time you're making an investment in yourself, you're going to have the money come back to you double as well. So even though you're investing in yourself and you know you're going to get lots out of it, lots of value that you could then use to sell to your customers, share with your family, bring you more financial and personal success, whatever it is, you can also look at this expense as a way to double the amount of revenue that you bring in. So anytime you invest in yourself, you're also using this cause and effect statement. I invest in myself because I'm more than doubling my revenue. If I invest in this training, then I will double my investment. Something like this. So embed these suggestions also into what you're doing. So when you're creating these nice pictures in your mind, like I suggested at the start of the episode, think about what you're going to see, hear, and feel as you listen to these rules. Put in these nice suggestions as well, because you're learning, you're in a nice state. If you're enjoying learning, learning is state related. So that means you could be nice and calm, relaxed, whatever it is. So as you're learning, if you have a nice state, you're going to enjoy the information you're bringing in. And as you enjoy the information you're bringing in, if you're also giving yourself a nice suggestion or just accepting the suggestion that I'm giving you now, then it is much more likely for you to install this thinking efficiently so that it works right away. Because why wait? Why leave success up to chance when you can achieve it right away? And that leads in right into the next rule. Successful people, they have a rule of taking action. They know that taking action is going to bring them results. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to work hard. That doesn't mean that they have to hustle and grind and always be working. You can take any sort of action, and this can also be your thinking time. So this is something that I've implemented recently. Make sure that you're implementing thinking time. So what does this mean? You can spend anywhere from 10 to even an hour a day where you sit down, you lie down, there's no distractions, and you think about something that you want. So you create a picture in your mind, a goal that you have, whatever it is, and you put a date to this goal, and you kind of install this picture, what you're going to see, hear, and feel when you have it, and you install this in your unconscious mind. So allow your unconscious mind to accept this. Accept that your goal is going to be completed, that you have completed this goal by this date. So install it. Then you ask your unconscious mind, how can I achieve this easily and effortlessly? And then you spend the next minutes, however many you want, listening to the answers that the unconscious mind gives you. So it's like having a business meeting with the unconscious mind. So taking action isn't just about doing things, working hard physically so much. It can also be mentally thinking about what it is you want so you can design your reality. So after the unconscious mind give you all the answers, so you have all the answers, how you can do this easily and effortlessly, you'll know what actions to take so you can easily implement this rule of always take action. And you give the unconscious mind the suggestion, deliver me the results. So you can also put another cause and effect statement on this. If I use my thinking time, then I'm creating the reality that I desire, that I want, whatever it is. So use this thinking time. You can think of multiple things in one day, or you can just focus on one. I like to kind of focus on one, maybe two, so then I know exactly what I can do to easily and effortlessly get the results, because the unconscious mind, the more you do this, the more trust you build, the more communication there is going back and forth. It's like having rapport with someone. When you have really deep unconscious rapport with someone, they're going to tell you things like, hey, it feels like I've known you forever. Are you sure we just met? So your unconscious mind, you want it to feel this way, that you're in such a good rapport. Whatever you ask your unconscious mind to do, it's going to do for you. Because your unconscious mind, it loves having clear orders to follow. So if it's telling you to do things easily and effortlessly, and then you're doing those things, it's going to make it easy for you. And this is a way to get predictable results because you're already thinking about it. So the unconscious mind is going to want to deliver these results for you because the unconscious mind is the goal getter. The conscious mind sets the goal. So probably before your thinking time, you thought about the goal. You set that with your conscious mind. You put the date to it. You consciously thought about it. Then when you go into the mind, you install it. You ask how you can do it easily and effortlessly. You tell it how to deliver results. You're doing this all with the unconscious mind. And then the unconscious mind is then going to deliver you the results because it's the goal getter. And the wonderful thing as you're doing this thinking time, the unconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and imagined. So it's going to want to bring success and more success to you. And when it thinks, hey, I can deliver the results, when you think you can deliver the results, then you must. So another rule that successful people have is successful people, they have a rule to network. However, it goes much deeper than that. They have a rule that when they're networking or building new relationships, approaching people, when they get a feeling to speak to someone, they go do it. When they see someone that they think will benefit them or someone on social media they need to reach out to, they do it. They're confident about it. And they have the rule that when they're doing this, that they are interesting, that they are excited, and they are curious. Because we want other people to be interesting, excited, and curious in what we're saying, what we're offering, what value we can bring. So successful people, they think that they're interesting, that they're excited, that they're curious to enter these interactions, these new relationships as they network. Because a lot of people, as I talked earlier, there's a lot of things that can boost your income and boost your success, and that's resources, skills, and your network and relationships. So there's probably people in your network that you've deleted that are there, that can help you, that can bring value to you, that are interested, that are excited, that are curious. However, maybe you've deleted them. So if you can write down exactly who you can reach out to, you can do that with interest, with excitement, with curiosity, so that when you contact them, put that belief in your mind when you contact them that I'm going to write this interesting message, or I'm going to sound so interesting and excited and curious on the phone that they're going to want to speak to me, or in person. And you could even say something like this: hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. You know, I was excited to get to know you now, and I'm really curious about what you're doing. And it's just interesting that I get to talk to, you know, such curious and interesting people as well all the time. So you can install those words as you speak, so then you're eliciting that state in the other person. So that's another rule that successful people follow. So make sure you're around people who are interesting, who are excited, and who are really, really curious. And a lot of successful people, there's a couple more things that I'm going to go over here. One of the things that they do is they are paying themselves first. So the reason they're doing this is because they know that this is going to have them always wanting to grow more, because their cup is going to be filled up. So they pay any bills, they pay any expenses, they put their money into investments, income, or savings, and then they're making sure that they give themselves enough money to ensure that they want to grow. They make sure that they have enough so that they have abundance and they can see it, and they have this exchange of energy that they can give to other people. They're not helping everyone and then taking the leftovers at the end. You want to make sure that your cup is full, because when your cup is full, then you'll have the energy, you'll have the resources to give what it is that you want to give to other people. If you're making sure that everyone else is taken care of before you are, then how are you going to get everything done? How are you always going to feel good? How are you going to be interested? How are you going to be excited? How are you going to be curious? And then also, how are you going to follow the first rule? If you have barely anything left, you're probably not going to feel as good when there's an unexpected expense coming up. So make sure to take care of yourself first, because that'll allow you to then more easily and effortlessly take care of the people around you. And this will allow you to give more. And that's the other rule. Successful people know that giving to other people, giving back to the community, giving back to certain things that they believe in, that when they do this, giving and receiving is a continuous cycle that brings abundance, that they're going to receive it back from someone, because they believe, even when they're networking, for example, and they're finding other people interesting, excited, and curious, when they're giving value, giving something of value, whether it's their time, their money, their energy, other resources that they have, their skills, or maybe they're opening new doors with their network, they know when they're giving value that other people are going to give them value back. And sometimes you have to do something just so small. You have to give just a little bit. You don't even have to give that much, and it'll come back to you. And this will bring whatever you want it to bring. So when you're giving, think about, what's important to me about giving. Maybe it's freedom. Maybe it's to have fulfillment, satisfaction, abundance, whatever it is. So as you're giving, think about these things. Think about what you're going to see, hear, and feel, and put really compelling, positive, resourceful, confident emotions there. Some sort of emotion that's going to have you feeling good. So when you do it, good is going to come back to you. And this may open up new opportunities. If you're giving to people and you're finding them interesting, excited, curious, maybe they're going to be interested, excited, and curious about what you're doing as well. So giving, a lot of things can come out of it. It's not just simply giving your time, giving your money, giving your energy, resources to something, and then just thinking, okay, bye-bye. Have some sort of intention. Have a feeling when you do it. Feel good when you do this. Because if you're giving whatever it is and you're feeling good, you're going to want to keep doing it. People are going to notice that. However, if you're giving something and you're not feeling good, over time you're going to start to resent certain things. Maybe. I'm not saying that you will for sure. However, if you give, maybe you've been in a relationship before and you give, and it feels like you're not getting the same amount in return, you probably start to build up some feelings where you're like, hey, I need to talk to this other person. What's going on? Why am I feeling like this? So when you're giving, feel good, and this will help you and guide you to create more success. That's the whole purpose of these rules, is to bring more success, create more predictable results. So as you're following these rules, if you want to follow them, then you can get more success, and that means you'll achieve more than you ever dreamed of before. All the things that'll be interesting and exciting to you. Think about your state of mind as you're doing these and how you're going to achieve more and more. So thanks so much for listening. If you want to put some other rules of success in your life, then go ahead and reach out to me if you need one-on-one guidance. All my information will be in the description of the episode. Make sure to rate the podcast wherever you are listening, and I hope to see you on the next episode.